I want to look at a moment. This is a comment that Ron DeSantis made.
The commander-in-chief not only has a right, you have a responsibility to fight back against these people.
And does that mean shooting first?
It means you're going to categorize them as foreign terrorist organizations, and we will identify just like we would anywhere. When I was in Iraq, the Al Qaeda wasn't wearing a uniform. You'd see anyone walking down the street, they all had man dresses on. You didn't know if someone had a bomb, an IED attached, or not.
Alice, what's happening here? I mean, I tried to wonder, what does he gain here by mocking traditional garb? What does he get? I mean, he's a guy with like a lady shoe problem, so why is he talking about man dresses and bringing attention to this?
Clearly, he's trying to really mark his territory on, securing the border and immigration, making the case that a lot of people coming into this country are coming through the southern border, and we need to do a better job of identifying them.
That's not what he's doing. He's man dresses. I mean, that's why.
That clearly, I think it's inappropriate, and he shouldn't be saying that. But in his view, that's playing to the base. That's what the base resonates with, and that's clearly some of the rhetoric that we've heard from Donald Trump. And he feels though that that's a good inroad to securing that language. I don't think it's appropriate. I think it's wrong. But that's clearly what he's doing, is trying to play to the base.
Lunch?
Yes, please.
That'll be $23.
Your ad says it's free.
It is for.
Alright, so that was a clip from CNN. Right now it's an ad for AT&T. If you want to check them out, I don't know. But yeah, basically, she was trying to say that what Ron DeSantis said was, I guess, wrong, but I don't see how, because the thing is, in Alice Stewart, I read her name was, I don't know if she was, if she didn't understand what Ron DeSantis was trying to say, or if she was just scared to say it. I really don't know. But what he was saying about the southern border is, a lot of people think we can just smoke out the terrorists that are coming through the southern border. But in Iraq, which he is a veteran from the Iraq War, the terrorists, you wouldn't be able to identify them because they weren't a uniform or a big sign that says I'm a terrorist or just something like that. Like Al Qaeda and Osama bin Laden or 9/11, they weren't wearing a army vest. They didn't have rifles slung across them while they were. Well, they had guns and stuff, obviously, but they didn't walk around with obvious indicators that they were terrorists. Otherwise, they wouldn't be able to get on the planes. But yeah, and to me, it's like Ron DeSantis. He was basically just calling it how it is. Like, you can try to sweeten up by saying, "Oh, we'll be able to identify the terrorists based on what they're carrying." We shouldn't insult what they're wearing. It's not an insult to what they're wearing. Okay, he never said you can't wear this because you might be a terrorist. He said the people that he saw in Iraq. Okay, a lot of them, in Iraq, the traditional clothes they wear are man dresses, like they were saying. It wasn't an insult to man dresses, like CNN was trying to make it out to be. It was basically saying everybody in Iraq was wearing them. Not everybody, but you get what I'm saying. Most of the people in Iraq were wearing man dresses, even if they weren't terrorists. You can never really tell if someone has a bomb or something under that man dress. That's basically what he was saying. Like, he was speaking based on what he's seen in war against a terror organization, Al Qaeda. So that's what I got out of it, at least. And The southern border. I don't get what Alice was trying to talk about again, because yeah, he said we have to shut down the southern border. If I'm remembering correctly, he was talking about shutting down the southern border because you can never tell who's a terrorist and who's not. And I don't get where Alice was trying to go. She got cut off before she could finish. Um, if she was reaching that conclusion, then that's good. I don't think it was inappropriate of him to say that because that's what he actually saw in Iraq. Um, I saw a crime. I reported that it was a black man. That would not be wrong of me to report it as a black man because I saw a black man committing the crime. Same with anything else. Like, if I saw, like, if I was in a war with Africa, right? We're not in a war with Africa, but if there was a war with Africa and most of the people in Africa were wearing, let's say, Gucci, that's not true, but let's say most people in Africa were wearing Gucci. I served in that war against Africa when they were wearing that Gucci. And I came up to the stage like Ron DeSantis did, and I said, these terrorists in Africa, they're not wearing clothes that shout, I'm a terrorist. They're wearing their Gucci. Now, people might say, that's offensive because everyone in Africa is wearing Gucci. You can't just label them a terrorist. That's not what Ron DeSantis did. He said, they're wearing the traditional clothes. You can never tell, just based on first appearances. And that is really important. That's a very important distinction that he made. He didn't say, yeah, people in man dresses are terrorists. He said, in Iraq, you can never tell who was a terrorist because everybody was wearing a man dress. You would not be able to distinguish if they were a friend or a foe, just based on the way they dress. And it's the same with the southern border. These people could be coming across in jeans and a blue t-shirt. You wouldn't be able to tell that they were terrorists. I'm not saying that people who come across dressed like that are terrorists, but people who come across dressed like that could be terrorists. And that's what Ron DeSantis was saying, mainly. So, yeah, that's just something I wanted to talk about. Kind of rambled, but yeah. DeSantis 2024. Yeah, I want DeSantis to be elected because he's an overall strong candidate. He's delivered on his campaign promises in Florida. Um, Nikki Haley at one point last debate tried to say when he was campaigning, he said, "I don't have time for a bathroom bill." That does nothing when he signed one. If I said I don't have time to deal with hardware problem on my computer, but then I fix it, you say, oh, at least say you don't have time to deal with it. I still did it. It's not really a insult or a knock on me. Um, yeah, because he signed the bill, even if what he originally said he didn't have time for it. He still signed it, and you didn't. Um, yeah, and I'm gonna try to make a video about Nikki Haley. Why I personally think that she is uh either a threat or an invader in the Republican Party. Not because she's not a Republican, but because of a bunch of other factors. So yeah, look out for that. Peace.